Hey there, Tundra Nation, and welcome back to the channel. Today on Tundra Tactical, we have a new video in a new year, and we are going to be talking about some new GunTubers and what they say about you. So sit back, get ready to hit that subscribe button, and let's start the show.
Yes! That's awesome!
There is no fat to trim on this one, folks. First up, we have Ballistic Highspeed in their unique slow-mo brand of content. Many of you found them after they released some impressive high-speed videos of different calibers being shot from the muzzle. This is because you strive to seem smart to those around you, and you think by showing your friends these videos, they'll take your recreational gun activity a little more seriously and think of you as some kind of scientist. In reality, you're just a simple monkey that likes to look at cool stuff like the rest of us without the brainwave activity to articulate the things that you're actually seeing. If you are new to this channel, it's likely because you saw the viral clip of a man almost dying at 6,000 frames per second when an RPG exploded on Adam's shoulder. Yes, that did actually happen. You can find it if you Google it. Fortunately, your Morbid Curiosity has given them more ad revenue to help with those medical bills. The downside is that you're not going to seek any of the professional help you need to stop being the dark, twisted people you are that seek the morbid side of things. You gotta do something to suppress those voices, people, and if that doesn't work, then do the next best thing and suppress your weapon instead. Check out today's sponsor, PWS. They're now offering their advanced BDE suppressors in 4 caliber options: 7.62, 9mm, 22, and 5.56. These suppressors offer revolutionary sound control, all while remaining lightweight and tough. They're easy to clean, easy to install, and easy to maintain. These suppressors will make shooting even better than it was before. Click all the links down in the doobly-doo. Next up, we have the former talking balaclava man himself, Administrative Results. This is the rising star of channels for content for the consumer that wanted to know what would happen if you took Brandon Herrera's channel, mated it with Garand Thumbs, and raised it on a diet of 4chan and Twitter circa 2013. If this is your favorite GunTuber, then you most likely have decided to never make any content yourself due to the knowledge that you would be immediately canceled and deplatformed. You don't think any of the jokes are funny since you have no filter to begin with and have never found an edge you wouldn't step off of. All of this stems from bad parenting when your mom spent more time with your Uncle Darren stuffing her full of hamsters instead of helping you finish your reading homework. Maybe if she hadn't spent any chance you had at a college education on corn whiskey bought from a beat-up pickup truck behind the old Ace Hardware, you would have been a better person for society. Keep doing you, bud. Go ahead, let your mind wander about what those actually are. Coming in straight off of some massive TikTok success, we have a fellow Midwesterner, the Fat Electrician. Now, I get it, he's not a traditional GunTuber, but he is GunTube adjacent, and his brand of humor while teaching about military weaponry and history are second to none. If this is your favorite new GunTuber, then you're most likely a millennial with crippling ADHD, but a hunger for knowledge. You wanted to be a good student in high school, but listening to Mr. Smith drone on and on about the most uninteresting parts of the War of 1812, well, it just puts you right to sleep. But now, thanks to the short attention span of the youth, a star has arisen and you get to learn all sorts of historically accurate things, like how a naval 40mm round turned an Iranian into, is that right? Into pink Baleoney mist.
Coming in at 30 feet long and weighing 21,600 pounds, it is the largest piece of non-nuclear bad guy to Baleoney mist technology the United States has ever dropped out of the sky.
I guess that's right. Or how the USS Texas fired rounds further inland than thought possible by partially flooding the part of the ship to angle the guns back a little bit further. Look, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, this guy is on track to be the biggest and best American historian the world has ever seen, and we are all along for the ride. So what do? You take this information to your fantasy football club meetings so you can seem like the smartest guy there, even though you pick nothing but backups and people on the injured reserve list for your starters last week. Despite trying to be the most informed you can be, you make every wrong decision at every turn, from those 3 failed marriages to that dead-end job you thought had potential, but you're now stuck doing because even if you took a single day off looking for another job, that would cause your rent and child support to be late, and the judge told you what would happen if that took place again this year. Lucky for you, it's a new year, so it's time to start over. Another thing you can start doing in the new year is following me over on Twitch, where I stream 7 days a week, including, folks, the world's okayest gun live stream on Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Central. A link will be down in the description. Moving on from the history lessons, we have some eccentric musical performances from Gun Drummer. You are the type of viewer that doesn't want talking, doesn't want actual gun information or musical information in a video for that matter. All you're interested in is blast beats with drum magazines. You see, folks, that last pun wasn't even intentional. Ha! You are the long-haired outcast of your family that isn't really a gun guy. You're just more into thinking they're totally cool and find it actually awesome somebody found a way to combine metal music and guns. Modern remakes of classic songs using firearms just tickles that caveman part of your brain that craves fire and loud noises. These are the only simple pleasures that interest you. Information is irrelevant as long as you get to helicopter that hair. You most likely drive a Jeep that has more problems than Jay-Z with a radio straight out of the Walmart automotive section. From his collaborations with the likes of Twista to Eric from the Iraq Veteran 8888 channel, everything he releases is another masterpiece that's able to pierce that tinnitus he got from working in a factory but refusing to wear hearing protection because it's just not as loud as the concerts you go to. Now, if administrative results is a little bit too edgy for you, but you like the Garand Thumb style of videos but don't want to watch Flannel Daddy for fear that your wife will see him and realize how ugly you are, then Micah Mayfield is the channel you probably watch. Sorry, Micah, that was just my writers going backhanded and saying we actually like ya. This is the channel for the nerdy gamer that wants to learn about guns. Using his contacts from working with everyone's favorite trigger ghoster, he gets his hands on some really cool and really unique weapons to make videos on. You most likely drive a minivan, not because you have a family. No, it's because your mom gave you hers in a hope to signal other females that you are family ready. All of this is in vain, by the way, because your social awkwardness prevents you from speaking in any sort of intelligible way to anybody of the opposite sex that is not a blood relative. But don't worry, those compliments from your mom about being a really handsome boy will eventually pay off in giving you the confidence you need to get a girl to talk to you, most likely around the time this channel reaches Mr. Beast's level of subscribers. Now, if you're less interested in small arms, but more into the military might of the US and current conflicts around the world, then you most likely watch the habitual line crosser. From his depictions of Russian disinformation to his neurotic portrayal of the scariest thing to fly since the Cretaceous period, the F22 Raptor, his short-form content has absolutely exploded. You see his notifications pop up and click on it as eagerly as the Raptor is intercepting a balloon. You can't be bothered to watch any news or read any actual articles about what's going on in the world, but you stay on top of geopolitical issues through comedy videos that highlight a defensive budget that could be used to fight off an invasion from heaven itself. Watching these videos on your lunch break in your 2006 Volkswagen Jetta, you get that dopamine hit that usually comes from exceptionally risky behavior. If you're one of the commie simps that argues with them in the comments about why the US equipment would get beat by previous generations of Russian equipment, well, then you should get smacked, but that would trigger PETA and other animal rights groups for endangering the rare but resilient 3-brain-celled sloth. You spend more time in the bathroom wearing a ski mask pretending to do vehicle noises than you do bathing, and the rest of us would wish you would stop doing the former and start doing the latter. Subscribe!